Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome to the first event video of the SYLVIE August month-long event. And we're going to be starting and kicking things off with Vormir 2301. Now, you guys might have noticed that this video is a little bit late than I normally would put out, and the reason for this is because we didn't know all the information regarding the event. We didn't know, particularly, we didn't know how many fragments of the orbs that we'd be getting from spending our campaign energy. This is something that I've been trying to push really hard and trying to, I've let Community Manager Archangel know about this, that this is one piece of information that we never seem to really know publicly on the blog when it comes to what kind of ratio that we can expect from spending our energy on campaign nodes, which is honestly a pretty frequent event style that they tend to use, at least a couple times a month. So I really hope that they'll take that information back and they'll actually consider putting this in the blog. That way it makes it easier for people like me and other people who do events to be able to showcase this a little bit beforehand rather than right here when the event goes live. So hopefully you guys will take a look anyways, and we'll figure out how to get SYLVIE unlocked right away because she's very early on in the milestones and how you're going to complete the rest of the event. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. And before we get into the math, I just want to talk about a little bit of differences that are this month for some of the events, specifically the TVA agent, which is the SYLVIE month-long event. So we have the 45 shards in the beginning milestones, which you can see here. This is going to be pretty easy to get. You should be able to get this within a couple of days, honestly, and hopefully you can do those first-time rewards on the SYLVIE showcase. But it's actually towards the bottom where things have changed a little bit. So in the previous months, we used to get their uniques, their superior uniques here in the previous milestones. Now it's lumped up at the end for 40 of them. Now that's basically gear tier 16 and 17 combined, but they had them in separate milestones where previous, like not as high up, you would get some of it and then get more later. Now it's all bulked up at the very last milestone. And we saw with the Vol event that things were very tight. Like you had basically 20k of wiggle room. I barely made it. I don't know where I slipped up and where I didn't do things, but I think I ended the Vol event with about 803k. So that was a little bit crazy for me. Hopefully I'll try to keep on top of this a little bit more so I have a little bit more wiggle room and they don't screw things up this month. And of course, we're here for Vormir 2301. Now, these things have a little bit of a different kind of structure because within the events themselves, they have these things called the reset charges. Now, this event has 2 of them. We will be able to get both of them, but you use these to then take it to the gift shop to obtain another currency where you're going to buy stuff. Now, as of recording this, the gift store is here, and that's kind of part of the reason why I decided to wait to do this video as well, because I wanted to see what was actually in here. So you're going to be able to convert your charges. I don't know where that is actually. Is it maybe towards the bottom where we do some sort of conversion, or does it automatically give us the gift cards? Not entirely sure, since obviously I haven't picked up one of these yet. Oh no, it's right here. So you can reset your charge receptacle. You turn this in here, and it's like an orb. Oh, okay, at least it's guaranteed. So you get 20,000 gift cards for every reset charge. There's 2 of them in this event, so you're going to get 40,000 gift cards. What can you use to buy? Well, character shards. So at the very least, at least in my store, I don't know about yours, let me know in the comments down below how many new characters show up in your gift store. But we do have Captain America World War II, so at least the Invaders. If there's any newer characters, let me know. If there's like Nowhere or anything like that, let me know as well. There's some teal gear here, Origin gear, G6, those 17s? G17s, I think, actually. These are 16s. So some 17s. Pretty sure those are 17s, right? And then orange gear, which you probably wouldn't want to pay attention to. And this is all bad. So my guess is what I would spend my resources on are G17 minis that you need and shards, character shards that show up that are good. This actually isn't terrible value given the fact that we get 20,000 of this just for this event. That would be technically, what's that, 10 buys? So 50 shards of Captain America if you wanted it, for example, which is pretty good. So it's probably going to be 5 shards for the newer characters, 10 shards for the older characters. So take that for what you will, and let's jump on over to the math now. Oh, let's jump on over to the math. So this is going to be Vormir 2301, and like I said, there's going to be reset charges in every major main event, so that's going to convert into the gift cards, which you're going to use to buy in that store. So actually, so far so good. And I like the event store systems. I wish they brought it out more often, and I'm glad that they brought it back. So here we are. It's a 6-day event. It's not a 7-day event. It's a 6-day event. It involves campaign energy, power cores, and raids, with the primary being campaign energy. So for example, I'm just going to show it to you guys off really quick, and that's why I waited again. Was here, so you can just go on any of the nodes. You spend 30 energy. I already did Dark Beast, but you get 180 orb fragments. So that's a 6 ratio. Now, I'm not sure if this is a 6.0 ratio on all of the nodes, so I'm just going to check really quick just to see if that's the case. We have Morbius here, 30 to 180. That's good. Let's check let's check Do More, just for shits and giggles. We have 20 to 120, so that's good. It's a 6 ratio there. I want that this one node, Heroes 1-4, always seems to have this weird ratio. 1-3. Nope. Okay, looks like they did change it. So it's a 6. It's a 1-to-6 ratio for all energy spending. That's really good, because some of the events in the past that they just had uneven ratios depending on what level you were and what campaigns you were farming. So I'm really happy that actually it's very fair across the board for once. So total milestone points required, 58,000. Now this does include some whalestones. We are going to be able to get all the way to the 44,000, which is the additional reset charge. So that's nice. But basically all of the other event currency, the temp pads and stuff, will come in at 21,000. However, the reset charge is valued at 30,000 points in the milestone. So I just want to make sure people are clear about that. So for this, if you go into the scoring, it's 1-to-1 for the temp pads. But if you collect a reset charge, which is basically an event item, it's at 30,000 additional points. So what's weird about this one, the Vormir event, is that you can get to 21,000, and that's basically it, right? And then you have to go all the way down a little bit further to 44k to get this additional reset charge. My guess is that if you want to get the 800k for the month long, you're going to need this. It's still possible, though, which is great. So it's not free-to-play impossible. So we will be able to get that. The 21,000 will be incredibly easy for you to hit, so that won't be a problem for those of you who are a little bit more casual. So there are 92,000 temp pads. Just by collecting this early on, we'll get you SYLVIE unlocked. So that's good there. And then 2 reset charges at 30,000 each. So this entire event is worth 152,000. Actually, a little bit more, because we do get some temp pads from the web milestone. So in total, actually, I have it written down here. Sorry, 98,000 plus 2 reset charges. So actually, this should be 85. I think this is 85. I think I miscounted, actually. So 85,000 in the milestone itself, 13,000 in the web milestone, and then 2 reset charges worth 30,000 each. So there's a grand total of 158k for this event. It's a lot. Now, the web milestone is just raid battles. You get 10 points per raid battle, and you need to do 60 of them over 6 days, so 10 a day in order to get there. I'm not making it, I'm not adding it in here because it's super easy. Just do 10 raid battles a day. You'll collect your temp pads and other resources that you need, and you'll go home happy. It's not that hard. There is a daily web claim that I do want to show you guys here in the store here. It's 500, so it's 6 days. We should be able to get 6 of those, and it's 3,000. And for some reason, don't ask me why, but there is a free claim of Gem of Siderax for Vol. I mean, it ended today, so I'm not sure why it's there. I'm going to claim it anyways, because there's a leaderboard, right? I don't know if that's going to add to it or not. I don't think it will. I don't know why it's there. Don't ask. But anyways, the web milestone is not up yet, I don't think, unless it's up now. Because I'm recording this pretty close to the reset. It's not there yet. So in terms of the raids, that portion, you could save and wait if you're watching this very early on, or maybe by the time you do watch this, it's already up. I don't know. As of recording at 2:12 p.m., it's not up yet, so I don't know. But maybe wait a little bit. So daily web claim, 3,000 extra points. This should be in the light blue because this is going to be a subtotal color. We get 1,500 points for opening up a Soul Tribute Orb, and 2 points for Power Pores. This is obviously my campaign chart, campaign energy chart. You get roughly about 1,100 campaign energy a day through your free-to-play time-based energy, your free refreshes, your core refreshes, and the web milestone for 100. Gives you about 1,100 energy. And now, because it's a 6-point ratio, I'm going to multiply this by 6, and you're getting about 6,600 fragments, or almost 3 orbs a day. Over 6 days, it's almost 40,000. So what I would recommend is, so technically this rounded up to 20 because of the way this is, but total orbs over 6 days, just, I don't know, do an additional refresh somewhere, and that'll get you over the line for 40,000 fragments, so you can open up that last orb for the points, because you only get the points for opening up the orb. You get the 1,500 for opening the orb, so it's really important that you have an even number on your fragments so that you can open that orb. Otherwise, we should be looking at 20 orbs over 6 days, and obviously it's that times 1500. And I know that's an uneven number. It's probably because I didn't round well enough, I guess. 20 times 1500 is not 2916. It has something to do with the weird rounding in the spreadsheet. But anyways, there it is. And then you get an additional 2,400 points from spending 200 cores over 6 days. I think that's reasonable. Again, if you do want to, fulfill the exact fragment rounding here, you'll want to maybe spend a little bit more energy just to finish that off. And so that brings us to the total reasonable points obtainable as 48,300. That's adding all of the light blue boxes in together, and 13,000 from the web milestone, 3,000 from the web claim. Most of this is from campaign energy. You can see almost 30,000 from spending your campaign energy, and 2,400 for power cores. Now, if you are wanting to or willing to, or whatever the case is, because Photon is out now, you can buy power core orbs for Photon. I am not going to at this point because I'm pretty low on power cores. I'll be saving that. But for those of you who are core rich, if you want to push this event, the milestone a little bit further, for every orb you buy, it's going to give you like 1,350 points, which is not a lot, because it's only a conversion of 2 power cores, 2 points per power core spent. So it's not a lot compared to some events, and you don't really need it. So 48,300 points obtainable, and you need 44,000 for that final reset chart. So there's a little bit of wiggle room here. You don't need to go that hardcore, but honestly, it's a pretty easy event, and it's going to be an early easy unlock for SYLVIE, so that people who did not spend the power cores on SYLVIE can get a finish line, get an unlock and finish the line for the showcases, and specifically the finale. This is going to be really important. So we have 5 days left on the SYLVIE showcase, and pretty much 5 days as well, actually, for the finale. So hopefully that you get SYLVIE unlocked within the next day or two. You can upgrade her to Gear 13 for the Bifrost showcase, but it is Gear Tier 15 for, the SYLVIE showcase is Gear Tier 13. The finale is Gear Tier 15. So I already did this with the challenge mode. I don't have them at 5-star, so that's not going to happen. But I was able to do this and pick up some blue 4 ions along the way. And, you can farm this, which is interesting because the Invaders finale did not have a farm. They had energy, but they had no nodes that you could actively farm. It was like a do once and clear. So these actually have stuff that you can farm. So once you get unlocked, SYLVIE unlocked, I recommend, doing this, because there's a lot of extra resources that I've been able to farm every single day, which actually has been quite nice for me. So that is the one plus side to these kind of showcase events. I do actually think that they're on a whole a positive thing for the game. So that's the math for Vormir. Basically, spend a lot of your campaign energy and get those fragments. Do a lot of the farming that you would normally do, because you're not going to be penalized this time for farming different things. So that's really great too, and I'm happy that they've done that. So that's the end of this video, everyone. And the guide will be up on my Discord shortly. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out, and I'll see you on tomorrow's blog post.